Hi everyone, welcome to Show Me English. I'm Vicky Scott Ross.
And I'm Tom Dillon. On today's show, we're going to visit Camden.
That's right. Now, before we continue, we have a couple of questions for you. So try to find the answers in the clip.
And we'll be right back. London's got tons of awesome places to visit, as I'm sure you probably know. One place though that I always feel like popping into to check out and grab a swift half or just have a butcher's around the local markets is the funky and retro location known as Camden Town.
Located in the borough of the same name, Camden rests on the northern part of the city, although some parts of it are actually considered to be part of central London.
It takes its name from Earl Camden, who way back in 1791 started building up the area. Sure enough, the seeds were sown for a bustling market town and has been thriving ever since. Even though it was originally the hub of the traditional crafts, it soon diffused into a broader array of goods, offering everything from clothes and antiques and an innumerable amount of food stalls.
What I love about London is the vast diversity of nationalities and cultures and their culinary influences. On any given day, you can get a waft of the international foods from the endless array of stalls found here in the Camden Market. It's not uncommon to get out of the tube and be bombarded soon after with fragrances from Thai and Chinese noodles and the aromas of the Brits' favorite curry flavors. All that talk of grub has made me a little peckish, so I'm going to meet up with Tom and grab something to eat.
In the clip, I mentioned tons of, which is a synonym for lots or loads of. I also said to pop into Camden. This is a very slang or colloquial way of saying to visit something, often quickly. For example, I popped in on a friend on my way home from work. To grab a swift half is a very common expression in London, and it means to have a quick drink. Swift means quick, and a half refers to a half pint of beer. Now, another example of some native English is when I say to have a butcher's, which means to have a look. This comes from what we call Cockney rhyming slang, and this was a sub-language invented in the mid-19th century in the East End of London. It works by forming a group of words together to rhyme with the word that we mean. The second part of the group, though, we omit. So, for example, we say a butcher's hook. Hook rhymes with look, but we say to have a butcher's. Let's have a look at some more examples. Another example could be dog and bone, which means phone. But we just say dog. So for example, answer the dog, will you? Now I know this sounds really tricky, so don't forget to have a look at the PDF download for many more examples. And also, next time you're in London, listen out for people using this kind of language on the streets. Sure enough, the seeds were sown for a bustling market town. Now to sow a seed is a metaphor of starting a process. And as mentioned, Earl Camden was the chief protagonist. But then it was continued by others we don't know. That's why the passive is used. So can I try some of this korma, please? With some rice as well, please. Regular is good. Regular is perfect, thank you. Cheers. How much, please? £4. Thank you.
So one of the great options that you can have whenever you're out here is to have a falafel, because it's a vegetarian option. It's kind of healthier than the other fried stuff that you have around here, although everything is very good here. But today I feel like having something a little bit healthy, so I'm having a falafel wrap. Happy? Yes, I'm very happy. Thank you. So what did you get, Tom?
Well, in the end I got a bit of curry. It's a chicken korma with rice. So I don't know whether you know, but the Brits are absolutely obsessed with curry, and we like a lot of spice in our food. So I'm basically pretty much a typical Brit in that fact, you know.
Well, I've got something a little bit different from your meat option because I prefer something a little bit healthier. And what I've got is a falafel, which is really good because you can have it here sitting down or you can have it on the go while you're exploring the rest of the market.
Now the word falafel rings a bell, but I've totally forgotten. What's it made up of again?
Well, it's ground chickpeas with spices, and you put it inside the wrap with other things like hummus, salad, any other condiments that you might like.
So you've got the healthier option. I'm just a pig basically. I've got the spicy curry option, but it's all good. So any kind of food you want here in Camden Market, there's everything, isn't there, basically?
Yeah, that's the good thing, that you have a choice, you have a variety, and you can really find anything that you like.
So let's tuck in.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm pretty hungry actually. Man, I love Camden. We had fun, didn't we?
That's right. Now in the clip you can hear a lot of informal slang used. Tom naturally says cheers as a way of saying thank you. Many native British speakers will often use this. But as you may know, cheers is also the declaration for when you raise your glass and make a toast.
Vicky also mentions that falafel is healthier than other fried stuff. Now, the noun stuff is very common and we use it to describe things of a similar nature. But it can also mean one's possessions. For example, I've got to pack up all my stuff and move house. Or, I love veggie dishes like falafel and other stuff like that.
Tom mentions his typical British infatuation with curry, which is a synonym for when he says that the Brits are absolutely obsessed with it. Now, this can also mean that the Brits are passionate about it.
In fact, we're so fixated with spicy food that back in 2001, the Foreign Secretary Robin Cook declared that the chicken tikka masala had become our national dish over fish and chips. That's pretty nuts, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Now, speaking of food, there's also the expression to grab a bite to eat. Grab meaning to take something in a hurry or quickly. On the subject of eating, there are two very British words which are used. One of them is grub, which is a synonym for food, and the other one is to tuck in, which means to eat enthusiastically.
Yeah, I saw you tucking into that falafel pretty quickly.
Yeah, whatever. Curry is so popular right now in the UK that your little fish and chips just swam away. Anyway, when I mentioned my falafel, you said something about it ringing a bell.
That's right, we say the expression "it rings a bell" when you recognise the name of something. For example, do you know the Curry Station restaurant in Madrid?
It rings a bell, but I've never been there.
Okay, now let's go through some pronunciation.
In the clip, you hear Brits' favourite curry flavours, and this is an example of the plural possessive using the Saxon genitive.
This is the plural possessive for common nouns, so pay attention here because we write the apostrophe but we don't pronounce anything after it. For example, girls' dresses, bakers' pastries, and workers' eating habits.
When a person's name ends with S or Z, we must add an apostrophe to make it possessive, but we do not add the extra letter S. However, we do pronounce it. Here are some examples so you can understand. Thomas's stuff, Thomas's stuff. Lewis's curry, Lewis's curry. Charles's ears, Charles's ears. We've come to the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching.
And don't forget there's loads more information for you on the PDF download.
We'll see you next time on Show Me English.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Actually, all that talk of grub has made me a bit peckish. It's your shout for dinner, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. You know, you said you were going to get me some curry here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, come on, let's go and get curry.
Okay,
Come
let's
on.
go.
Yeah.